I'm Jerry Purvis for Star Herald. Welcome to another edition of Table Talk. Our guests today are Rocky Schneider, Gering High School's new principal, and Mario Chavez, who's in his second year as Dean of Students at Gering High. Rocky, how many years have you been in education?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me here today. I've been in education approximately 20 years now.
Okay, and what prompted you to move to Gering?
You know, my wife, Dad lives here, so my in-laws live here. We frequently have visited the area. It's always a place that we've loved to be in. We had conversations over the past few years about potentially and eventually retiring here. You know, we had some life changes happen and some unfortunate circumstances that really made us kind of think about why would we wait, and this opportunity came available and we jumped on it, and here we are.
So what were your initial reactions to Gering and the Gering school system?
You know, I gotta say, meeting the staff, you know, I can tell that they're very talented. I can tell that they're very passionate about making a difference in young people's lives. You know, the administration staff that I've met, they're obviously very talented, very smart people. And, you know, I believe that based on the things that I hear that they're in this for the right reason. So that would be where I'm at on that.
So what are your goals and vision for the high school in the upcoming academic year?
You know, just talking about a few things, getting a successful launch of our Career Academies program, which Mario is going to talk a little bit about. You know, my vision for that high school is for us to offer a first class, well-rounded education for all of our kids. You know, and then the extracurriculars, you know, having a first-class competitive athletic program that's competing for championships. That's my vision. Those are my goals.
Okay, so how will the construction project wrap up impact students and faculty this year?
Well, you know, I like to think of it, and I'm trying to convince people to think of it as short-term sacrifice for long-term gain. Right now, we're in the process of we've come up with some plans, because obviously there's going to be some obstacles, there's going to be some inconveniences, and we're disseminating that to our staff. And I think we have a pretty good plan in place so that education can happen for our kids. But yeah, there's going to be some inconveniences, but in the long term, we're going to have great facilities and just a great place to educate kids.
So what are some of the areas of growth that you like to see in the high school?
You know, our Career Academies program for one, and I think the fact that we're launching that and going forward, that's an area of growth. We are having a school-wide focus on professional learning communities where we're excuse me, working collaboratively to improve the educational experience of our kids. In fact, that's one of the things we talked about today. And, you know, another area of growth would be our athletics. We will have an outstanding athletic facility as far as a weight room and a place where we can develop athletes. I fully plan on implementing some programs, or getting the folks to implement programs that are going to help our kids become bigger, faster, stronger, and really be competitive in athletics at Gering High School.
So as the community visits the high school and attends the ribbon cutting ceremony, what do you hope that they experience?
I hope they experience a feeling of a school, a staff, and a district that's grateful for our community support, and a little bit of satisfaction and a sense of accomplishment, because this is happening because of their support. Couldn't happen without them. You know, and we had overwhelming support for that bond. We had something like 70% of the folks voting in favor of that, which is pretty incredible when you think about it. We have 80% of our population that doesn't even have school-age kids in Gering.
Okay, thank you, Rocky, for spending some time with us. Also joining us today is Mario Chavez in his second year as Dean of Students at the high school. Thank you, Mario.
Thank you for having us.
And the school is unveiling the new career academies. What academies and courses will the students be able to enroll in?
Right now, we focused on 4 academies or 4 pathways: business, health sciences, skilled technical trades, and then our communication area. Within those, we have 19 concentration areas. Within those 19 concentration areas, we have courses like B&A, EMT certifications, welding, auto tech, woods, construction trades 1 and 2, culinary, business, marketing, digital design. Those are just a few of the courses that we're offering through there. A lot of certifications and dual credit courses that our students can take through our pathways currently.
So when will those career academies take effect?
It's first day of school, so we're going to unveil those on Friday when we get started, and students will start in those academies, and as we progress along in the next semester and in the coming school years, those will kind of continue to unravel and unfold for the kids, and kids will be able to kind of pick and choose what pathway they want to take.
So how does this allow the high school to enhance student learning?
It enhances student learning on several levels. One, students are going to be exposed to different areas that may not have maybe thought about in their earlier years in middle school. They have an opportunity to kind of explore. Maybe they're a 4.0 student who likes building things and maybe take a chance on a building class or construction trades class. The other level, it'll also enhance their learning by giving them course offerings at a dual credit level. So they're able to get college or high school credit as well as college credit and work both of those at the same time, and still get they're going to get a higher level of learning in areas of math and English and science and social studies. And we hope to expand those into certifications as well. So, some hazmat certifications, some OSHA 10 certifications. So when they leave Gering High, they have those certifications to kind of fall back on if they decide to go that route.
So many schools are now going the route of toward career academies and that kind of setup. So why is that the case, and how does it help the students?
I think for us, it's for us as a state. We're a big ag-based state. A lot of manual, technical type things. As we see the shift from college, from going to college to the 2-year technical or being in a technical trade, I think career academies kind of helps push students towards those areas. It really works towards the student's strengths as well. So you have a kid who's strong in math but doesn't like the standard, or science, doesn't like the standard core curriculum. They can kind of explore and work in robotics or engineering and use kind of those skills to hone in. Maybe they want to work in HVAC. Those engineering skills can kind of shift into that area, and they can be an HVAC tech or work on power line, those types of things. I think opening the doors to those technical areas is big, not only for Nebraska, but the 50 states across the nation. We're seeing a shortage in people in those tech areas. So I think that's the reason why a lot of schools are moving towards that and pushing kids in those areas.
So how do the academies prepare students post-graduation?
It gives them a glimpse into that area. So, if a student, say, wanted to be in the nursing field, they get a kind of a short glimpse of what it takes to be a nurse, what kind of courses it takes, kind of prepares them for that field. So if they decide that that's the field they want to go into, they kind of know going in what it's going to take, instead of saying they're going to be a nurse and they go through a college prep program and then decide they're going to be a nurse, and they get into it and they don't like what they see, or they're not wasting time in college and wasting dollars and federal student loans and those types of things into a career that they may not like, and just give them a taste of what those areas may be.
So what was the process for selecting the academies and getting them implemented?
Our process was pretty simple at Gering. When I came on last year, a lot of our academies were in place. We really what we did is just rebranded them, repackaged them, kind of got them into a system, organized them, and then our marketing department kind of aided in the marketing launch and the push. For us now, these were kind of pre-selected. They were already being taught. Our teachers were doing these things. Now that we're implementing and launching the program and kind of marketing them like we should. Now we're going to kind of shift into other areas. I think ag's a big area that we're going to be looking at next year, hopefully implementing that here soon. And then education's another one, looking at teacher shortages and trying to bring talent to Nebraska and to Gering, and keeping our students, growing our own students and having them come back to Gering High and teach them.
So what is your hope as students enroll in these courses?
Our hope as a school district is that they just flourish and they gain an understanding of what it takes to be in those certain areas. So what we hope that we can help guide those students into making the right career path. So when they leave Gering High, they know what they're going to do. It's not up in the air and having them change their major 15 times. We want to make sure that we leave them ready and willing to take on the endeavor of being a nurse or a lawyer or a doctor or an engineer or a HVAC tech or a welder. So that's kind of our hope.
So are there any plans to expand the academies into the future then?
Yes, definitely. Every year we'll have a standing committee. We have we're growing a partnership with WNCC as we speak, and we'll meet with them several times during the year to kind of just work out details and work on expanding our academies and offering things that we may not be able to offer on at Gering High, and working with them to kind of expand those opportunities.
Thank you both for joining us today. I've been talking with Rocky Schneider, Gering High School principal, and Mario Chavez in his second year as Dean of Students at Gering High School. I'm Jerry Purvis, and you've been listening to Table Talk.